Meeting to order. I think we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance first. I'll ask, let's go Mr. Head to lead it.
Yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's do it. All right. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Let's see if there's any citizens' comments.
When I walked in, there was no comments, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bruce. I need approval of the minutes. Jimmy's making a motion. Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. None opposed?
Jimmy made the first, I made the second.
All right, so let's move to old business. Mr. Gilly, park project updates.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Trying to figure out where to start. Let's talk about the volunteer park concession stand first. We have finished all the lights and the groundwork, the grading. Still waiting on straw and grass to be put down around the building, landscaping. Concession equipment will go in. That should be operational when they start playing. We ought to be able to start practices there at nighttime as well. There will still have to be some work done to the walkway over the bridge. The biggest thing is obviously the flood damage that we incurred over the weekend. We've had hundreds of people volunteer. We've had hundreds of people send messages. We have what we can estimate at this time close to $1 million worth of damage when it comes to the inline hockey rinks having been destroyed. There's some flooring issues at Mary's Magical Place. We've had a lot of questions about Mary's Magical Place. The structures are sound, the walls are held up, the fences are fine. The issues that we are seeing are as places where the turf and the poured in place surface separated from the concrete, which basically tells us that the water moved the surface a little bit. But it's encouraging that 2 to 3 feet of water were in there and the structures were all sound. But inline hockey is not so fortunate. We met today with inline hockey. We're going to continue to meet. We met twice with inline hockey today. We're going to continue to meet with those folks. We're going to do everything we possibly can to figure out a way for them to have some sort of season this spring and salvage at least one of the rinks for now. Long term, we've already started having some discussions about if that is the best future long-term home for inline hockey. We obviously haven't met with insurance adjusters at this point, but once we do, we'll have to see the best long-term solution, because I think this will be the third time that the inline hockey boards will have to be replaced or repaired. The flooring obviously was a year old, and it is now all over town, apparently. At Drake's Creek Park, we had damage to equipment and in some of the concession stands. We have debris all over back soccer. We had damage to fencing on the HHS soccer stadium and 2 of our athletic fields. We are going to be able, there's people playing games. There was people playing games yesterday at the park. There's people playing games tonight at the park. The park is open. Not all of the parks are open in all places, but we're open for business. I don't want everybody to think we're just going to shut things down. We're going to play everywhere we can play. And some of the fields that people are playing on tonight even are damaged to the point where we're going to have to totally redo them over the coming weeks. We're just able to get them playable today. So it kind of sounds strange, but there's enough damage that we're just going to have to redo probably, I'd say, at least 10 of them at Drake's Creek Park and 1 for sure at Veterans Park where material just washed out. But I want to compliment not only our staff in the office, they were everyone that needed to be there yesterday was there on a Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning. And our maintenance guys have worked their rear ends off. And not only the community volunteers, but I want you all to know that as a group of citizens and people watching on TV, there were conversations going on Saturday night that I had never been privy to between the fire, the police, the mayor, and Public Works and the Parks Department. They were working so hard for the citizens and working together. It was, I'm going to tell you right now, it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a whole lot worse. And I'm talking about like houses and loss of life. I'm not talking about the park. The park can be fixed. We will fix it. I want to make sure we keep everybody in our prayers that had house damage and things like that. It's a big deal, though. It could have been a lot worse, but it's a big deal. And but we're going to build it back, and we're going to do whatever we can do to get it right. So that is my project update. There's more projects going on, but that's enough of an update for me right now.
Thank you, Mr. Gilley, and thanks for everybody involved. I know most everybody. I've been around Hendersonville a long time, and everybody always steps up when it comes to that kind of stuff, so I appreciate everything y'all do. Do I need to suspend the rules to make this move, or can we just do it?
I think you can just do it.
Okay.
I'll say it for you, me
Okay.
too. We had a couple things that need to kind of be rearranged on the agenda to let people get to appointments and get out of here before others. So the last two things, the Mid-State Senior Softball League and the Morris Orthodontics discussion. If we can go ahead and probably need to make a motion to move those on. I can't do that for you.
All right, I need to got Nathan first and Jimmy Head second, to move Mid-State Senior Softball to go ahead and do your report.
And Morris Orthodontics.
And Morris Orthodontics behind him. So, state your name and.
Name is Roy Depew.
Hit the button in the middle on the bottom. There you go.
Roy Depew, Mid-State Senior Softball League. I'm the president. I think most of you guys know me up here, and folks, been doing this for a long time, but sorry about the voice. We collected $23,640 in players' fees. We refunded $355. There's always a few guys that come out and try to play ball and pull a muscle, so we refund a little bit of money. That netted us $23,285. We had some uniform cost of $882. I'm going to round the numbers. We had some equipment costs this year of $1,942. That was a pitching screen and our softballs, and I think a strike plate. We had our official cost of $11,400. City maintenance fees that we paid the Parks Department for $4,560, and that's basically a flat fee. We did it this year that Keith worked out. I think it was $240 a team. We had a few little bank charges for checks, for new checks, and then scorekeepers that we pay is $3,585 and some miscellaneous expenses of $400. The end result is we netted $463 rounded, so our cash account is $4,443. So anybody have any questions? Had a good year. Had summer and fall ball both. Had about, I guess, 19 teams in that league between summer and fall.
Thank you, Mr. Hughes. Any questions? Thank you, sir.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you all.
All right, let's go with Morris Orthodontics sponsorship agreement.
Can you take one past one then? You guys want to come up? Mr. Chairman, I will speak to this, if that's okay. The Morrises are here, actually. This is something that was brought to my attention after I was hired in August by our office staff. It's a very unique situation, but I think we can turn it into a very good thing. I want to, first of all, thank the Morrises for taking the time to be here tonight on a Monday.
Thank you.
And as what I'm passing down is where the Morrises have agreed to the agreement that was in your packet that you got sent this weekend. And also we added one item regarding ice cream sponsoring. So basically what happened is the previous director had agreed to a sponsorship with our summer and fall baseball leagues, which was just for one particular amount of money. And then the Morrises on their own outside of that agreement started doing all these other things that are listed in this agreement, and they would like to continue to do these things. The agreement, I'll just tell you my personal feelings, I don't vote. The agreement as it was for $800 for sponsoring jerseys for every kid that we have in summer and fall baseball, I thought that was kind of, honestly, it was ridiculously low. But when you combine all this other stuff that they have done and are continuing to do, to me, it's very, very fair. And I don't know that we would have another business step up to do all that stuff. So I put this together, and they've agreed to it. If you want to allow them to say anything, or if you guys have any questions for me or the staff, I'll be glad to answer them.
If you would choose to speak, just state your name, so.
Sure. I'm Deirdre Morris. Hi.
My name is Rich Morris. Yep.
If you want to talk about it, that's fine. If we've got some questions, whatever. So-
We've been honored to work with you all and have really enjoyed our partnership and would like to continue sponsoring and supporting the Parks Department.
One thing, Mr. Chairman, that's in here that is unique is they paid $5,000 to help pay for the bleacher covers on one of our fields at Drakes Creek Park. And I believe at the time they were kind of told they would get recognition or sponsorship. So one of these things in this agreement is that we will agree to put a plaque on those. In doing so, what we've got to go back and look at through our department and with probably the Civitan Club is recognizing everybody else that helped pay for things like bleacher covers at the same time. We're gonna, and that'll probably be something separate that I bring to you all to vote on as well. We've got to not only figure that out, we've got to figure out a way for people who make really large capital donations to capital projects to be recognized as well. But that's not something I wanted to, I thought about bringing that to you here, but I didn't want to rush into it. I wanted this to stand on its own. So I don't know if y'all want to comment as a staff or anything, but that's basically where I'm at on it.
So we need a vote on this.
I believe so, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Any questions before we do this? All right, do I have a first? Of an amendment, a motion? Mr. Head, you make a motion to accept it? All right, do I have a second? All right, Mr. Bennett seconds. All in favor say aye. We got it.
Thank you.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Next is Hendersonville Civitan Spring Football Camp. If you'll just come to the mic, state your name.
You get that to them. To them tomorrow.
How you doing? I'm Frank Mayberry. I'm the director of football for Civitan Club of Hendersonville. Yeah.
Kind of explain what's going on with it.
So we're wanting to continue doing our summer tackle football camp and then start up a spring football camp. The spring camp's going to be non-contact, whereas our summer camp is contact.
All right. It's, in light of the current thing that's going on, Andy, we're going to have we got ample time to,
I believe Mr. Long can talk to that, so
Okay.
speak to this
all right,
if you'd like to.
Mr. Long?
Yes, I believe so.
I know we've done this in the past. I'm saying this is not the first time we've done this. Am I correct if I'm
We've had the summer camp. This will be the first year of the spring camp.
the spring camp? All right.
Yes, sir. And I'd like to do that every year if we can, if it's successful.
Okay. Is any questions? Anybody got any questions? Well, I'll entertain a motion to accept it. Mr. Head made the motion. Do I have a second? Mr. Bobby?
Second. I have a question.
You have a question? Okay.
I have a question, just to clarify. This is every night of the week from 5 to 8, the way I read it, And then we've got baseball started at that time as well. Is that correct? Baseball's going on? We don't see any,
Yeah, that's correct. This will be on the football field only.
okay.
And the one point I brought up is to make sure that they worked with the flag league and their schedules on that, and they agreed to do that.
Okay.
That they would work around each other's schedules for this camp.
Any more questions?
Yeah. Insurance in place, we're happy with the facilities availability?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so I have, Mr. Heads made the motion to accept it, and Mr. Bowler will second it. We just need to vote on it. Everybody in favor? No opposed? It's passed.
Thanks, sir.
And Mr. Gilly, ASA, USA Super and Men's National Tournament.
Yes, sir. This is on page 8 and 9 in your packet. I'm going to actually speak to both of these ASA events. But page 8 and 9, this is basically the same teams, the same type teams that used to come here every year for the Twitty softball tournament. And they're trying to revive that division nationally. Slow pitch softball has kind of been on a decline, unfortunately. But they would like to revive that division, and they love our park and our facilities. One thing we have to do is go back to registering our leagues with ASA and USA softball to get these events, which we're going to do as well. That will help us get not only these tournaments, but hopefully some other major events as well. If you have any questions, we have met with the national office, flew in here and met with us. All the dates and facilities, everything's all worked out. Should be a good weekend. Yeah.
Should be a real good weekend for the old softball guys.
Yeah, I hope that they can. It'll be fun for people that have never seen that to see those guys play.
How are we working the umpire staff and all that? Are they doing the whole thing, or are we doing it?
Mr. Bruce is the softball specialist.
Okay, Mr. Bruce.
Yes. I'm hoping that, first of all, that Bubba may make a guest appearance for the tournament is what I'm hoping. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. He may come out and umpire a little bit. Now, they're supposed to bring their own people. They may use a few local for the adult tournament, but these guys are so specialized and really honestly tough to handle at this level. You got to have the special umpires to deal with them. And so I believe the national office is going to bring some of their own staff in to actually run the tournament, and then also to do the umpiring part of it. Yeah.
I would imagine it would be some of those guys that do it every weekend on that circuit.
Correct.
The USSSA circuit is the same, kind of the same thing. So.
They were expecting maybe 2 fields of the A players and then maybe 2 fields of the super and majors is what they're sort of estimating coming in. So about 4 fields, not quite as big as the Tweety used to be, but some good softball.
There's not very many supers left.
No.
Now. Do we want to talk about this other one?
We'll do them one at a time, please.
Okay. All right. Any questions? I'll entertain a motion to accept. Mr. Nate. Mr. Bubba Perry. I need a second. Mr. Bennett. All in favor, say aye. It passes unanimously. All right, Mr. Gilly, we'll talk about the Memorial Day one now.
Yes, sir. This is an event that we had for many, many years on Memorial Day weekend. It was a fundraiser for the Hendersonville High School softball program and our fast pitch program. Once again, by going back to registering our leagues, our fast pitch softball leagues with ASA, we were able to secure this qualifier for the fast pitch girls, and hopefully it may take a little time to build it back up. The tricky part about it with the older girls, it's the same weekend as the TSSAA state tournament ends. So mostly this is younger fast pitch teams. But hopefully they can grow it back to make it a good fundraiser for them again like it was in the past. These things just take that. A lot of times these teams get used to playing certain places every year, certain weekends, and you got to build back up the trust with them. But we're going to do everything we can to bring back this event on Memorial Day. It does not interfere with the 5K that we have scheduled as well.
How long has this been gone? I mean, sort of that we haven't played it.
1, maybe 2 years. Situation, Neil was running in and had some health issues, and so I think last year was the first year, maybe the second year we didn't have it, but, you know, I think it'll still come back. I really do.
So not too far gone. They're going to remember that deal.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, any questions? I need a motion to pass. Mr. Perry, a second. Mr. Head?
Richards.
All in favor, say aye. Passes unanimously. Beatty Farm Master Plan. If y'all will please come to the mic and introduce yourself and then proceed.
Good evening. My name's Jeff Cundiff.
Jeff, hold on for just 1 minute.
Yeah.
I need to suspend this for a minute. I've got one more person I really need to get out of
Okay.
here before you, if you don't mind.
I don't mind a
Just
bit.
brought up. I'm sorry for that, people. I want the special day, special kids. Y'all come on up and y'all can do yours real quick, and then we'll just state your name and kind of explain to everybody what you're asking for.
Okay, my name is Courtney Johnson, and I am in charge of an event called Special Day for Special Kids. On the second Saturday of every month, we provide a party for all children with special needs, and we currently have 300 kids in our database. And we are looking to host a party at Mary's Magical Place on April 13th. We will plan on having an Easter egg hunt and food and inflatables all free to the families that attend.
How does April 13th, I mean, I know it's at Mary's Magical Place, but parking over there, how does that, with that date, how does it affect anything, Mr. Bruce, anybody?
Yeah, just a little bit of information. In a perfect world, we're gonna have one hockey rink back up and running by then. Usually hockey gets done early afternoon. They usually go from maybe 9 to 1 or so. With only having one rink, they're probably gonna have to go all day on that rink. So parking is probably gonna be an issue with a full day of hockey, assuming insurance, the boards gets fixed, the flooring gets fixed for hockey and everything. I think it'll be a full day of hockey that day. It's gonna be, I mean, a great event, wanna have it. It's just we're gonna have some parking logistics with, you know, maybe 200 kids of hockey going all day.
Go ahead, Mr. Head.
There's also, according to the schedule, a tentative BPA tournament at Veterans Park that day.
We have, Ms. Wise has tried multiple times along with Mr. Winter to get the BPA folks to get their event application in. And basically we told them if it wasn't on this agenda, we were going to search for other things. They've been given a long time to get their application in, so. I don't think I need to say anything else about that right now.
I mean, I love the idea. I love that this is a great idea. How does it affect anybody down there, staff?
Are your times 11 to 5? Is that the exact event time, or does that include setup, takedown?
We just kind of ballparked a time. We
Okay.
usually do 10 to 1, but we can move it to whenever because we haven't, whatever is works for
You
you
usually do
guys.
10 to 1 for like exactly people show up and do
Yeah,
stuff?
people show up at 10 and we end the event at 1. Since it's at our church, we set up on Friday night, so we have more time to set up. But we'll be getting inflatables from a different company, so they do that quickly.
I'm just wondering if maybe we can adjust to do this maybe 9 to noon and hockey go noon to all night long, something like that. I'm
Our families are accustomed to that time, so.
trying to think on the fly here a little bit.
Yeah.
One concern with that is that Raptors baseball will be playing, and they play from 9 to 12. So it would limit them from being able to, they'd have to pick between one or the other. And that's just a small amount of the group, but I'm just,
I think we'll make something work. I feel confident in the staff to be able to make something work, including the parking.
All right, well, I mean, anybody done it? Mr. Bolt, you got a question?
Can I ask a quick question? How many people are you expecting?
I mean, we have 300 people in our database, so we'll obviously invite all of them, but we're also going to open it to anybody in the area that wants to attend. So I put 400 down as a number, but I think
Have you done these before, did you
we
say?
have it every second Saturday, yes, sir.
How many people do you usually get?
We have 110 kids attend every second Saturday, and we have
Wow.
about 150 volunteers.
Wow. Pretty cool deal if you can accommodate it somehow. So.
We'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
Nathan?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Do you are you planning on hiding the eggs inside the playground?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to, would that be something you do the night before, or?
No, we'll have our volunteers come,
Early on the
and
morning?
they'll like wear bags with them and just set them out. We're gonna break it up into times for different age groups and disabilities.
Nathan?
Yeah, are we looking, is this an event that's looking to have exclusive use of Mary's Magical Place for this time period?
We would like that, but it's open to anybody that has a child with special needs.
Right.
So it would be nice if we can gear it towards children with special needs specifically, but we have no way of telling families that they can't come
Right.
if they don't have special
And
needs.
I mean, that's where, this Mary's Magical Place, obviously the word's out, and people are coming from out of town to use this park.
Right.
Because of its intended use.
We have families
And then
travel, oh, sorry.
I would hate for people to show up that have driven an extended trip to be turned away.
I thought about that earlier today, actually, when I knew this was coming. This is me, the person, talking. If it's a family that has special needs that's driven 2 hours and they show up, then they get to participate in this event. If it's a family that has a child that does not have special needs and just wanted to have a good time, then we have other playgrounds in the city we can send them to. Or they can go eat lunch and come back at 1 o'clock. I think it would need to be, and Ms. Hamlin might can speak to this better than I can, for like sensory issues that you might have with some of the kids, you would need to make sure it's exclusive to special needs, I would think.
when we discussed it earlier, I was suggesting that they have like we were talking 30-minute sessions for each age group, and I suggested that they consider having one that was for those who are disabled that were like in wheelchairs or on a walker or braces on their legs, that they can't just go running in like some of the other kids can. And so have a session just for them maybe first, and then move into age groups like we talked about 1 through 3-year-olds, and then maybe like 4 through 6 or 7-year-olds, and about every 30 minutes rotating getting a new group ready to go in. And that's where the inflatables would be good, because they could be playing on the inflatables while they're waiting for their turn to go in. And then they'll have the food as well. But I do feel like it has to be special needs children in there for safety issues as well.
Do you all, would you all consider having a time period also for just people that have sensory-related issues?
Yeah,
I think that would be important. When we did the grand opening, we had a soft opening for just sensory-related stuff. And the reason I say that is because once the Mary's Place Facebook page posts this, you're probably going to have more people than you've ever thought of having, ever.
Absolutely.
Which is great. I mean, that's what it's for, so. Parking-wise, I could foresee that, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what we're going to do about parking. I don't care if we have this event or not. I don't know what we're going to do about parking. It's something that's going to have to be done, period, about parking. whether it's by the skate park, by the sign for the city, parking garage, whatever they want to fund, we'll park them.
We have, I don't know if this is an option, but we have several golf carts at our church that we use in the parking lot ministry. I know that they would be happy to come out, and if there's another place they can park nearby, they would be happy to bring the families in.
That would be absolutely fantastic.
Okay. Did they say anything about
Yes.
Did I miss it?
Mr. Bowl?
We have the schedule set out time enough that we could post it at the playground a couple of weeks ahead, so there's an expectation that.
We can do that.
Right?
Yeah, we have our media department working on it already, so as soon as I give them the times, they can have it printed up.
Any more questions? Yes, Bobby?
Mhm.
All right, any more questions? All right, I will entertain a motion to.
I'm sorry, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Can I interject? And I don't know if I missed this or not, but are we basically reserving this Mary's Magical Place for this event? Because I know usually it's open to the public, we don't ever close it. So what if people from the public are there, already there?
For this
Yeah,
for
so-
this particular day, we're going
yeah.
to have to.
Okay.
For
I
this
just wanted to make
for this
sure.
purpose, yes.
Okay, perfect.
And that'd be part of what the signs are for.
Correct.
Okay.
Let them know a couple of weeks ahead of time.
Okay.
All right, I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Richardson, about a second.
Mr. Chairman, if we could
Sure.
kind of include in your motion that since we're not 100% sure on the hours yet, that they'll work with the staff on the hours.
Bobby, can you kind of reword that? Okay.
Who was the motion in the second?
Bobby, second is Mr. Head. All right. I guess the motion would need to read that we would pass this on contingent that you work with the staff and get all the necessary logistics finished and packed up, and then any questions that you need, you can just go through the staff and okay, all in favor say aye. None opposed? You have your Easter egg hunt.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Jeff. Now I'll let y'all start. Just, if you'll just introduce yourself and we will let you present what you need to present.
Okay. Again, my name's Jeff Cundiff. I'm the head of the Parks Ad Hoc Committee for the Beatty Farms. I also represent Bars Design Solutions, and I've got with me Mary here. I'll let her introduce herself.
I'm a colleague of Jeff. My name's Mary Vavra. I'm a planner, landscape architect, and I'll just say Jeff and his amazing skills pulled me in on this volunteer effort. So it's been a very collaborative process, and I'll let him give a little background on all the great work. Yeah,
Perfect.
doing.
And thank y'all for all the work you're doing
Yes.
with taking care of the flooding and trying to get our parks back open. I really do appreciate that, and I know a lot of folks do. What I wanted to do is just give you a little update on what we've been doing since last time we were here. The Parks Committee has met pretty regularly. I think it was October 22nd, looking back at my notes last time we were here. And on there, we were announcing our preview event and community survey. So on November 17th, we had the preview event. We were blessed with beautiful weather, and we had over 600 people attend. We had hay rides, and we had food trucks there, and kids running around playing in the fields, and people just getting to enjoy a nice hike up the hill and look down over Nashville from the top. Following that, we kicked off the community-wide survey, and from November the 17th to December the 17th, we had an online survey that we received 668 responses to, with a series of questions that the Parks Committee had put together. On November the 28th and December the 13th, we hosted community meetings here in City Hall for those folks to make sure that we gave everybody ample access to respond to the community survey through different modes that worked best for them. So we got the results. We shut down the survey in the middle of December. Everybody took a week or two for the holidays, and then we jumped back on the master plan in January. We had a kickoff meeting where we brought in, we had several volunteers, Jerry Grubbs, Brian Ray with Cumberland Land Design, folks from the Parks Department, Jeremy with the Friends of Indian Lake, myself, Mary, and others with Bars Design Solutions. We all got together. We reviewed the survey results, and then we all went off in our little corners and developed master plans on our own. And then we reconvened and did a design charrette at the end of January, where we all laid out our plans. Everybody walked through what they had developed, and at the end of that meeting, we took all those ideas and we boiled it down to one plan. It turned out being really good. It was pretty amazing. Most of the plans were very similar. There were a few small variations, but that's what you're seeing right there in front of you as a result of that. After that design charrette, we took it to the parks, back to the committee, and presented it to the committee earlier this week, on the 21st. I guess that was into last week, 21st, and made a couple little minor tweaks to the plan, and then now we're here tonight to present the master plan to you for your review, your support, and your approval of it. Following this meeting, my understanding is once we've satisfied the Parks Board that this is the plan that you want to support and you want to move forward with, then we will be going to the Capital Projects Committee, followed by BOMA later after that. In addition to all that, we have we have an internal Friends of Indian Lake Peninsula grant committee that we are pursuing 2 grants right now. We've got volunteer effort, and one of those is a Project Diabetes, and the other one is a Tennessee Health Department. And we've got a list that we're tracking, and we'll be doing those as they come due. So any questions on the history of what we've been doing? If not, I'll dive into the master plan and give you a summary of what you're looking at.
Any questions for anybody? All right, you got some more talking to do?
Yes, I do.
Can you move the plan over here?
Yeah, that would probably be good, and then I can point to it. Yeah, sorry, it's a little small on the screen. I may try to zoom in here. That's not going to work.
Can we see it back here?
Y'all do that? Y'all see it okay? And you got a copy in front of you? So the plan was developed. The results were that most of the folks on the lower piece of the property were interested in kind of a blend of the native and the manicured landscape. So what we did was we looked for opportunities to enhance buffers and then create native vegetation through meadows and other wildflowers, and kind of did those in pockets. And then we would have plenty of area that would be open green space that could, some of it could be manicured in the middle, kind of where your most intense uses are, and then as you get towards the exterior portions of the property, we could then, you could make the choice of whether you just leave it similar to what it is today and just mow the paths for the trails, and then just bush hog it as time needs. The lower portion, we've programmed a 12-foot wide multi-use path that would be paved down here. And then that also has sidewalk that runs along East Drive and up Indian Lake Road with anticipated future greenway connection. We see that long-term, looking at basically the bike and the greenway master plan, you can connect this part to the rest of the greenway systems through the center of the peninsula by just some small sidewalk improvements outside of this property. So we're looking for those opportunities too. We've programmed in bioretention areas on both of the 2 quadrants, one by the four-way stop and one down by the bend. We're working with the Public Works Department to make sure that whatever improvements are done here are done within context of the overall drainage improvements for this area that may be required. So that design is a little bit in flux, but we'll work closely with them to figure out what it needs to be at the end of the day. There's a stream that runs down through the kind of the middle of the property towards the four-way stop, and we're looking for opportunities to enhance that buffer and restore it is something that's a little bit more native versus just the mowed pasture that's out there today. The house was voted on to be converted to a kind of nature welcome center, and so we've indicated that here. Everybody wanted the natural playground, you know, not just your typical playground, but one that's made out of more natural materials, logs and stones and things of that nature. We've improved the driveway access and created a drop-off area right behind the house, right next to the playground. And then we programmed about 2 spaces per acre. We envisioned that the parking is 132 spaces would be built in phases as needed. Is kind of the way we would take that down. We've got a restroom facility with you know, specialized water fountains that'll help us keep track of the water usage, so that basically we're promoting people bringing their water and filling up their bottles. We've got gated access so that this will be a dusk to dawn type park. So, and then lighting and cameras programmed for the parking lot. We're looking at incorporating trailheads at many different locations throughout, trying to make this as connected to the neighborhood and the greater community as possible, so that we promote people walking to it along with driving. We've also got a pavilion down by, kind of a smaller pavilion down by the natural playground and kind of drop-off area for folks to be able to rent. And then the barn itself being converted to an event venue / space. Kind of what we were looking at is the area over here to the right that's indicated as the open play area serves as kind of a nice lawn that if you were to kind of open up the side and create a patio and or fountain over here off to the side of the barn, you can still maintain the aesthetics of the barn while opening it up and creating an event space. And there's a lot of ideas around how we can best do that we can figure out as we progress with the design. The rest of and then we've got a loop leading from the parking lot up to the event space that would typically be blocked off by bollards, but the bollards could be removed, and then you could, you know, drive a vehicle up there to drop stuff off, set up for whatever you may need to do, but most of the time would remain a pedestrian zone. And then the rest of the trails down on the lower portion of the property we see as more of like a natural packed earth or, you know, minimally improved surface to try to, and most of them kind of generally follow around long contours so that everything is, you know, relatively flat and ADA compliant as much as we can make it. More buyer retention, vegetative buffers have been programmed, and then we look for opportunities to, again, to connect to the public right away. We've got a trailhead down here on the bottom right, and then one up here at the end of, I believe, Stewart Drive. And that's the program, that's the most intense piece of this program, is down here on the lower piece of the property. And then we're proposing a connection between the 2 properties, which we are currently in discussions with property owners to see if that's a viable solution or not. Up on the top piece, everybody wanted hiking trails, mountain bike trails, a overlook structure, and a small pavilion. So the way we've accomplished this is we've provided trailheads at the public right-of-way access points with small parking areas for those that decide to drive to the facility. And then up by the water tower, we're proposing an improved access up there with accessibility parking so that we can provide a paved loop up to the overlook structure, which will be accessible to all, and then a loop through the woods. That's what's shown in the gray. That's the kind of the paved loop up top, so that would be our ADA path at the top of the hill. The rest of the trails that are shown in brown it's a hiking loop and a couple loops within itself around the exterior piece of the property, and with the inside being kind of carved out for mountain bikes. And one thing Andy brought up, I mean, we do want to try to make sure we carve out spaces for wildlife so they still have bedding areas, and, you know, we don't want to disrupt that. Anything else I've missed, Mary?
No, just that, you know, we separate the walking trails from the mountain bike trails to
Yep.
help limit conflict of those two, so that those are separate. I think that's something to point out. I think everything else you covered.
Okay. Glad to answer any questions you may have or take feedback.
Any questions? Mr. Bowl?
Yeah, Jeff and I talked a little bit about that bedding area, and all of this is terrific, way above my pay grade by a long shot. And everybody has an opinion, right? So you do all the work, and then people have opinions. Is there any way, I mean, it's too late now, I imagine, but maybe ask Tennessee Wildlife or somebody along those lines how much area is needed for bedding purposes? I guess what I'm thinking is, I think you're a hunter, right?
Yes.
I'm a hunter, so I understand how that works, and we're not hunting there, by the way. We just like seeing them there. But I've walked that property, the upper part, twice, and both times saw over 50 deer coming up on the upper part, and so they're all over the place, right? So, I mean, they could, if they had and if people are in there during the daytime, right, they're just going to scatter all through the neighborhoods. People probably won't like that much. Is there any way to know how much, and all the trails are going in, all through the property, right? So do we have any idea, if there's a 5 or 8 acre area that, maybe they could just, go to?
Yeah, I do not know the answer to your question, but I'll be happy to look into it.
Yeah, I apologize for bringing that up at this late
Yeah.
hour too.
Yeah.
The very top there looks like you're pretty, not too far from it, right?
Yeah.
You got that big circle right there, or even a small section right there, or something along those lines. And if it's not doable, then it's perfectly fine too.
I think it's a really good point, and I think we need to try to figure out a way to make this work for everybody, including all the animals, because this is their home too.
Yeah, I think we can reach out to TDEC and others that we know that could give us some guidance on that. And we'll just want to mention, it is a massive park, so and given I guess some trails will be kind of strenuous, it might end up limiting the number of people walking back in those areas. We're certainly setting aside enough for the existing deer, I guess herd, you could say, that's back there now.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
Mr. Bowler?
What kind of distance you're looking at the trails, some of the longer loops for the walking trail and then bicycle trail?
If you take all the loops, you're running around, you're getting close to 4 miles. And that's not the mountain bike trails. So the mountain bike trails that are shown there are representations only. I mean, we're gonna have to work with them to really lay those exact trails out to get that mileage. But it should be a good area that gives them plenty of space to have some mountain bike trails.
To I guess comment on Mr. Bull's thought, you could probably rework the bicycle trails, and with the bicycle trails, they don't need a lot of space.
Yeah.
You can meander those trails back and get a lot of distance, a lot of fun elevation change in a smaller area, and maybe reserve some of that middle section and not do anything at all.
Yeah, no, it's a good point, and we'll look at that.
All right, any more questions? I guess my question is, I know we need to make a motion. Can we do that, Andy? Based on getting answers can we go ahead and still get those answers done without holding up the motion?
I guess the Parks Board has given their overall approval for the master plan. This thing could get changed 12 times. I mean, it could go to capital projects and get changed. The city's piece of property. What ends up being on the property that the city doesn't own yet, technically, we can dictate construction type things, but the city's not going to make much of a change on that. But as far as like exact site plan stuff on the city owned piece, that could be changed. But I'll be honest with you, I will tell you that our planning director take out the part about the bedding and things like that. He didn't address that because that's legitimate. Our planning director was highly complimentary of the work that these folks have done and said himself that he could not have done anything different or better or would not have changed or added one single thing. And for him to say that is a great compliment. So I want to just thank the committee of folks that was here, our city staff, and all of you guys that volunteered your time to do this. This has kind of become a life's work for several people, and it's amazing. What I think it could turn into is going to be something we'll all be proud of for a long, long time.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I wouldn't want to delay it. Those are just questions we can talk about in the future, so I'm good with all that for sure, so.
Well, I didn't think so, but I wanted to put it out there so everybody would know what we were talking about. So, before we take this motion, I want to also second what Andy said. I want to thank everybody for the hard work they've done. This has been a long process, but it's been done the right way so far. So, and I think it will continue to be done the right way. So I think we need to make a motion stating that they can take this before the committee.
It's a capital improvement.
Capital Project Committee. I want to entertain a motion for that right now. Nathan, how about a second? Mr. Bowler, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
All right, thank you all.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Next is the Parks Board Chairman, Vice Chairman, Secretary appointment.
Yes, sir. I think once a year you all are asked to nominate one of your own for chairman, vice chairman, secretary. We also have an opening on a committee that Mr. Perry needs to be named to, probably the Recreation Committee. We need to, if y'all want to vote to put him on that committee. I think that's where our opening is.
Well, we'll go ahead and I'll take a motion to move Mr. Perry, appoint Mr. Perry to the Athletic Committee. Mr. Whitson makes a motion. Mr. Bennett seconds. All in favor say aye. Aye. Welcome to the Recreation Committee, Mr. Perry. So on this, it's been a year since we've done this. How do we need to?
You need to let me take nominations.
All right.
Can I ask for clarification? Is it the athletic committee or the recreation committee?
I believe it's actually called the Athletic Committee.
Athletic Committee. I'll clarify that and make it the Athletic Committee.
Is there anybody not here?
Mr. Hessen.
Hessen and Mr. Frank.
Mr. Hessen needs to be in this spot right here.
Yeah, that's, I'd like to nominate Mr. Hessen for chairman.
I'll second that.
Mr. Bowler nominates Mr. Hessen for chairman. Mr. Head seconds it. All in favor say aye. Aye. All right, what about vice chairman?
I think that's working out pretty well with Mr. Pike. I'd like to nominate Mr. Pike for vice chairman.
All right, do I have a second? Second. Mr. Bowler, all in favor of Mr. Pike being the vice chairman, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Mr. Pike's the vice chairman. All right. Now the secretary appointment for us. Congratulations, Mr. Pike. All right, and then the secretary appointment?
What, can I ask for clarification on the secretary, and then have we had one, or do we currently have one?
I guess probably from the oldest staff member. In 20 years, I don't know we've ever had a secretary appointed from the board. It's always come from our office and done the meetings, and then you all approve the minutes when it comes to the next meeting.
I'll make a motion, we continue that.
Mr. Head makes a motion to continue what we're doing. Mr. Bennett seconds it. All in favor, say aye. Mr. Bruce, you can make that appointment.
Yes, our office will be glad to do it. Kristen will be glad to do that.
All right. So on to staff reports, Ms. Hamlin, please, for Recreation Coordinator.
Okay, so we just ended our Raptors special needs basketball season this Saturday. I had 46 players this season. We had our year-end pizza party and passed out their participation awards. In the older group on Saturday, we had the parents get out there on the floor and play against their son or daughter, and the kids really enjoyed that. They liked to see them get out there, and they became a little bit more aggressive when their parents were out there. It was nice to see. Raptors Special Needs Baseball, registration for this is going on as we speak. They may register online or in the office from now until March 29th. Season will begin on Friday, April 5th and run till mid-May, and then we will move into kickball. I'd like to ask people to share this information with anyone who they think could benefit from participating in the Raptor Special Needs Sports Leagues. Summer program information. The summer programs, both Summer Fantastic and Kids Club Special Needs programs will run from Monday, June 10th through Friday, July 19th. Both programs will be held at Merrill Hyde Magnet School. They both take field trips that cost extra, and they bring their own lunch, drinks, and snacks daily. There is going to be a cost increase this year. Summer Fantastics will cost $600 for the 6 weeks of summer fun and runs from 8 to 4 p.m. daily, Monday through Friday. Kids Club will cost $300 and runs from 8:30 to 1:30 daily, Monday through Friday. There is a $40 fee if living outside the city limits of Hendersonville in addition to their cost. Kids Club will be registering in office only. We have a 3-day pre-registration for this camp. That means last year's participants can register ahead of time, and that is on Monday, April 1st through Wednesday, April 3rd. Again, in office only. Hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The new participants can register on Thursday, April 4th during office hours, which is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. These open participation spots are filled on a first-come, first-served basis. Again, the cost is $300 with a $40 fee if they live outside the city limits. Summer Fantastics can begin registering on Monday, April 1st in office or online. We will not have a pre-registration for them this year. In the past, we have not been completely full, so it's going to be first come, first served for anyone who wants to be in that program. So I will make sure that last year's participants know that so they can get online that first day and get their spots if they want them back. Once all spots are taken, the registration will be closed. Again, all programs are on a first come, first served process. Cost is $60 with a $40 fee if outside of city limits. I will more than likely be looking to hire summer employment for these programs. What I usually do is send a letter to my past employees and see if they want to come back to their job, and then I will see if I have any openings. At that point, I will probably start taking applications for anyone 16 or older. Around 1st of April, mid-April, they need to try to be available for the majority of the 6 weeks that the programs are held. And if they have any questions or concerns, they can email me at chamblin@hvilletn.org. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I want to take just a second to thank Ms. Hamlin and also Ms. Wise and Sid Albert with the Hendersonville Officials Association and Brandon Jones, our tennis coordinator. They work with our gym supervisors, scorekeepers, playground workers, kids camp workers, and tennis people who are on a separate pay schedule. We call it the Schedule C. This is kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of some things. But those people are severely underpaid. I mean, severely underpaid. I don't even know why some of them do it, except for they love kids and they love helping our department. But they have done a great job of getting us some information to get with our HR department to get that pay schedule up to speed compared to other cities. I don't think it's been updated since a lady named Mary Lou Piper was our finance director here in Hendersonville. For those of you that have lived here a while, you know that's been a very long time. So I just want to thank Ms. Hamlin and all those other folks for kind of bringing this to our attention as something that needs to be corrected and updated. And we're going to work on that. If we can't get it done in the current budget, we will work on it to make sure it gets done in next year's budget.
Thank you, Mr. Gilly. Thank you, Ms. Hamlin, for all you do. Special Events Program Supervisor, Ms. Wise.
The 2019 Music City Tournament kicked off our events in the park the weekend of February 15th through the 16th with teams coming from over the Midwest area. Unfortunately, due to the weather, we had to push back the start time. But all the teams that did attend were pleased with the parks and the services that we offered, and they are looking forward to returning next year. The Hendersonville High School Play Day was scheduled for last weekend, but due to the weather, I'm sure you all know, it got rained out. The Station Camp High School Play Day is this upcoming weekend, so I'm currently working on getting everything finalized for it. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. The Beach High School Play Day is the following weekend, so I'm starting to confirm everything for that, getting ahead of the game. The Wall of Fame is going to be Thursday, March 21st. You should have all received an invite tonight. But all the nominees have been notified. The rest of the invites are going out this week. The press release has been sent to the media. Food and plaques have been ordered, so things are moving along with that. The Facebook contest, Wendy's is graciously offered to be the prize for the month of March. So hopefully we get some participation for that. Last week we held the TRPA playground safety class. We had around 45 employees from all over the country. We had some from Kentucky, Missouri, Ohio, Indiana, along with Tennessee. And they learned how to install playground equipment properly and safely. They really enjoyed the location, Hendersonville, and they're looking forward to coming back, hopefully for another event. And then I started working on a new event this year. It's going to be called Battle of the Badge, which is a tournament. I'm thinking right now at this point, perhaps a kickball tournament between the Hendersonville Police Department and the Hendersonville Fire Department. They're going to be competing against each other. Both have agreed to participate, and I've also spoken with HOA about this, and they said that they would do it for free, so hopefully that's the case. However, it won't be until late September, October, once things start to calm down on the ball fields. But the police department would like to take this a step further and make this a fundraiser, which they graciously offered to do, with the proceeds going towards the Raptors program. But this is still in the initial stages, but I'm looking forward to working with both the departments to get this on the calendar for this year. So that's all that I have at this time.
Any questions? Ms. Watts, will we need to, once you get that finalized, since it's a fundraiser, will we need to do any kind of, will we need to, no, will we need to recognize that as an event all the time? We'll have to come to the board, it'll have to come to the board.
We will need to approve it as a special event, like anything else. Yeah. We'll hope that you all will support Ms. Wise in her event.
I think we will. All right. I think we're skipping. Do we go to Dallas next, or do we? Mr. Jeremy, I thought he was down there. Mr. Jeremy, you have a report for us?
For our maintenance report, we've completed our bullpen project at Field 5. I think I spoke of that last month. We got a couple of good days of weather and got it done. And we've got some really good positive feedback from the public. Everybody seems to be happy to have that. Apparently it was something they had wanted for a long time, so I'm glad we could do that. We took delivery of our pre-emergent for all athletic surfaces late last week. It was a little wet last week, so we didn't get to fool with it. Had planned on doing it this week. We'll see how that goes with flood damage repairs and work, but we'll get on that here in the next week or so. We completed a project. Andy had found an information center in a magazine, and we decided to take it on in-house, and we built it and got that put in. So anybody that's down at the park, take a walk back to soccer, and right where you cross the pedestrian bridge going into front soccer, you'll see an information center. Turned out really nice. It was something that we kind of built it off of a picture in a magazine, and saved several $1,000s. I think it turned out really well. I was proud of the guys that worked on it and did it. We're about 90% complete on that Field 3 backstop fence project. We've got a few of the tall poles that still need to get put in by volunteer fence. I was told today that that'll probably be done this week, so we'll get that done. We've got a net that needs to go up, and that project will be done down there. Field 3 will be ready for ball games. Something I wanted to talk about, Andy was talking about all the flood issues, and just to talk about the relationships that we have with some of our contractors. You know, we had volunteer fence at the park Sunday afternoon, already evaluating fences and kind of getting a game plan together for this week, and they will be on property starting tomorrow for the rest of the week, helping us get the fences back. Another company, Sports Turf Solutions, Ryan was at the park at 8 o'clock this morning, and we took delivery of clay to start putting on infields, and it just attests to the relationship and the things that the relationships and what these people are willing to do for us. Because I have a feeling they probably called some other people this week and told them they wouldn't be coming to see them. And I just wanted to make a mention of that's pretty impressive that we have people like that that'll do that for us. In regards to the flood damage, we'll just continue to work on through it. We were busy today, and we'll be busy the rest of the week and probably for a few weeks to come. But like Andy said, everything will get repaired. It always does, and we'll make sure it's repaired even better. That's my report. If anybody has any questions.
Any question for Jeremy? Jeremy, thank you for what you do. All right. Mr. Long, Parks Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Adult volleyball season's ongoing. They finish up March 10th. That's the tournament there. Babe Ruth 13, 15-year-old league registration opened today, and that will be ongoing through March 24th. Spring tennis registration also opened today, and we'll be taking those until April 18th. Civitan baseball practice began tonight, and flag football, they'll start games up March 9th. They just extended their registration until tomorrow night. So I know their league has grown quite a bit from the past few years. Tennessee United will begin practice tomorrow night, and then their first weekend of games will be this weekend. And then Hendersonville Soccer Club will begin practice next Monday with games scheduled to start March 16th.
Any questions for Mr. Long? Dallas, thank you for everything you do. Appreciate it. Assistant Director Keith Bruce.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Adult softball, we have started sign-ups. Got a couple teams on that. The fast pitch middle school league actually starts tonight. Sort of amazing. We're playing on three fields tonight after the flood. So we actually have games going on tonight. Kickball starts March the 1st. I'm sure Mr. Hessen is home practicing on that part of it, getting ready for that. Lacrosse actually starts games this Saturday over at Memorial Park. They've got 3 teams this year. The senior men, have 3 divisions, and they will start in second week of April. Mr. Roy does a good job with that league, by the way. To keep all those guys corralled up and everything. He does a really good job. The youth basketball, we had finals last Monday and Tuesday. Mr. Pike was in the finals coaching. Unfortunately, he lost in the finals, but had a good run. Also like to congratulate Mr. White on refereeing one of the finals on Tuesday night. Got selected to work the 8th and 9th grade boys final. So congratulate Mr. White on that. And I'd like to thank Mr. Head for the Wendy coupons. I think he knows a few people at Wendy's. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions for Mr. Bruce? Thank you, Mr. Bruce.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. And Parks Director, Mr. Gilly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A few things. I want to update everybody on the lightning detection system. It will be before the mayor and alderman for the second reading tomorrow night. Should it be approved, we will move pretty swiftly to get that purchased and get it on the ground and up and running. Hopefully, the goal would be by April 1st, if we can get that. We have interviewed candidates for the maintenance supervisor position. We hope to have someone in place by March 22nd, if possible. We had some good candidates, and we have made one offer, and we should know here today or tomorrow how that goes, and I'll keep you all updated via email if we choose to hire this person. Equipment-wise, we have all our equipment survived the flood as far as I can tell. Thought that was important to note. I spoke to you all in our workshop about a soccer committee that we're looking to start. The two soccer groups have met, I would say, 5 times? They've met 5 times. They've also met with our staff in City Hall. And I feel like they're on the right track to making a plan to get both clubs working together and to the benefit of soccer as a whole. We hope to have something to present to you all at the March meeting for your approval for something that would start in the fall of 2019. Also, I want to make you all aware, just so you can, if you want to come in our office and have a conversation about what's going on with the proposal for beer at events. I believe the mayor's intention is to have an ordinance at the general committee on March the 12th. From there, it would go to BOMA. It would go to here on March 25th and BOMA on March 26th. I have not seen the ordinance. The city ECD, Rod Kirk, has been working with the mayor, Mr. Bradley, to write something up. As soon as I have any kind of information, I will forward that to you all ahead of time so you can kind of prepare your thoughts, plans, whatever you all want to do. I don't, you'll know as soon as I know. I'm not going to keep anything from anybody. But we've talked about where it kind of stands at this point. And it needs to be put to rest one way or the other, I think. That is my report.
Any questions for Mr. Gilly?
Also, well, one thing, I do want to publicly thank Saunders Ferry Pizza. Eddie Anderson brought down lunch to our maintenance staff today. Fed 25 guys all the pizza they could eat plus some. And we've had several other people volunteer to do that. We've had several groups feed our maintenance staff. I guess they think they like to eat. I don't know, but the HHS Dugout Club, HHS Soccer, Tennessee United, Hendersonville Soccer Club, all those people have at one time or another in the past few weeks, as a thank you to our maintenance staff for all they do, and we appreciate that very much. So,
any questions for Mr. Gilly? Thank you, Mr. Gilly.
Yes, sir.
All right, round table. We'll start off with Mr. Bolt.
Nothing for me. So.
Thank you, Mr. Bolt. Mr. Head?
I'd just like to say thanks to all the guys down on the other end of the table and the maintenance crew. You know, it was nice getting woke up yesterday at 7 a.m. by Jeremy. No, it was a needed wake-up call. We had issues to take care of, but, you know, as we were down there yesterday, it's like every maintenance guy continued to roll in all day long. You know, hey, what do you need? What do you need? So just a great group of guys, great staff. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Head. Mr. White?
I'm going to say the same thing as to address what Jeremy said about the relationship we have with outside vendors. That, I believe, is made very easy by the staff that's up here and down there, and the ease with which you guys work with these people and the pride you guys take in the park down there. It just makes these outside vendors want to work with us and want to work with guys that take pride in the park and what's going on down there, and I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. White. Mr. Hall? I'm Mr. Richards, I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Richards.
Same thing.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bowler?
Yeah, I'd like to throw my voice in with the other guys too. This is not directly a parks program, but I do want to take a second to recognize Braden Palmer, who's a 126-pounder at Beach. He's a 4-time state finalist. He hadn't, don't quote me on this, but I don't believe he's lost a wrestling match since his sophomore year in the state finals. He absolutely wrecked everybody this year. So,
Mr. Bowler, will you make a note to send an email to me, and I will forward that to the executive office here. We probably need to see if we can get him recognized at the Board of Mayor and Aldermen as a state champion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bowler. Mr. Perry? All right. I'll just second, third, fourth, fifth, what everybody's saying. I've been up here a long time. We have probably, if not the best, one of the best staff, including the maintenance guys that we've had since I've been here. We've had some good ones. but we have absolutely the people that don't mind going that extra mile. And I really, from a citizen here, from a Hendersonville native here, I really appreciate that. And since I didn't get to the last meeting, I'd like to welcome Mr. Perry to the board. Like having you here. And so I guess I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Nathan, second. Mr. Head, we are adjourned.